So if you're watching this video, you probably be wondering how to find a job as an international student in the UK. So if you type in Google, you're going to come up with tons of articles saying you should apply to as many jobs as possible through your university portal, recruitment website, etc., etc. That is one of the things that you should do, but that's not only the thing that you should do, because you have to understand a few things before you actually start to apply for hundreds of jobs, because that is going to take a lot of time, because one job application would probably take you about a couple of days at least, because you have to create the CV specifically to the company. You have to learn about the company, you have to research all this stuff. It's going to take you some time. So there's no point in applying hundreds of jobs, because sometimes you don't even get a reply. Most of the time, you don't even get a reply back from them. And if you get, they'll probably say, hey, we are sorry to inform you that you didn't get through. So what can you do to reduce it or potentially find the offer letter? And that's what I'm going to show you in this video. And it's going to be pretty long, but I'm sure if you watch till the end, the information, if not all, but at least you get a few things here and there that will really help you. And that's what I did personally when I was wanted to get the placement. I didn't watch one video, I was I think at least 50 of them. So it's about collecting information from different places. So I'm pretty sure I put together like few things. As you can see, all the tabs in here, like all the things that helped me personally to find the placement, which you obviously see in the thumbnail. You can see I worked in a placement network rail without going too much, because that's going to take a long time. So I'm going to jump into the first thing. What you should do, as it is stated here, is that find jobs in recruitment websites, etc. So this is one of the websites that I found, which gives you 20 top graduate job website where you can find jobs and apply. So there's 20 of them. I'm not going to go through everything, but I'm going to show you 3 of them, which is, the first one is prospects, and the second one target jobs, and third one and the final one I choose is track tracker, because these 3 are the ones I use personally and which really help me out as well. So you can check the other one as well. It's very legit, because this website is pretty legit. So all these websites they listed would be useful. As I said, you don't want to go around having too much, because that's going to take up your time. You have to always cut down. As I said here, prospects, target jobs, and grad tracker are pretty decent, and they have enough opportunities in there. So let's jump into each one of them. The first one is prospects. So I'm not gonna go through step by step on how you can find the jobs, etc. Because once you're in the website, you will understand where to go through, how to go through. So in here, all you have to do is basically click jobs and work experience. Don't worry about all this stuff, because these are like different stuff. You're not looking for a gap. You're not looking for working abroad, etc. You're looking for a graduate job. So all you have to do is click that one, and that'll take you to this page. And you have to choose which job sector you are looking for. And let's say you're looking for healthcare, and you click healthcare, you go back, then you have to click type of work. This is very important, because there's different types of works, apprenticeship, work experience. These are all different, because you don't want to do voluntary work, you don't want to do work experience. You have to find a graduate job, no graduate scheme, graduate job, because graduate job means that if you're a undergraduate degree holder or a postgraduate degree holder and you're looking for a long-term job, that would be a graduate job, because graduate schemes are like a 2-year course that you could do after you graduate, but it's not like a long-term permanent kind of job. But I wanted to talk about the graduate scheme, so I'll be talking much more in depth about the next video, or maybe towards the end of the video if I have time. But yeah, so we're looking for graduate scheme. You click graduate schemes. Don't worry about these 2. Just search for jobs, and they're going to list you like tons of jobs in their list, and you can go through them, and you can click apply directly from them. And it's taking too long to load. Yeah, there you go. So there's a few of them here, and it's only 10 showing up here. And one of the tips I would quickly give is that So now this month is February. So many of the jobs closes taking application by end of December actually, because the main semester in the UK runs around September to April. So the applications start around October time, and then they close around like December, the big companies. So these ones are left because probably I'm guessing their intake is coming in December time. That's why. But still they're expiring like 28 days, etc. So one thing I quickly give you into this video is that you have to understand your intake time, and you have to be very careful when the application closes and when the application opens and when they close. So because they only open for like 28 days or stuff, so you have to be very quick. So this is prospects. So you can find jobs, and you can just view this job, and you will find apply, and they'll take you to the website of the company, and you can apply from there. And yeah, this is this so yeah, this is the target jobs one. It's the same thing. I'm not going to go through every single one of them. You could probably easily understand how to look for jobs, etc. And so this is the Grad Cracker, and this is the one I personally suggest or personally use for myself, because it's STEM related jobs, because as in STEM stands for science, technology, engineering and mathematics. Yes, I think so. So yeah, that's what STEM stands for. So in this website they only show you jobs that is related to STEM related field. So that's why you are not able to find anything in medicine or business or anything. So if you're not in STEM related field, obviously you can look around target jobs or prospects which has every single job opportunities in that website. So that's it. Let's come back to Grad Tracker, and let's go through quickly on this one. Let's say you're looking for a mechanical engineering job, and obviously you're going to click mechanical engineering, then you could get tons of options which one you want to choose. I'm going to go to mechanical engineering because I study mechanical engineering. And I already clicked the graduate jobs. You have to make sure you're not looking for graduate scheme or placements or internship, and otherwise they're going to show you mixed up, and you don't want that. You only need to look for graduate jobs, and once you click that, you're going to get tons of jobs. So now you see about 214 jobs, and you might be wondering, hey, there's 240 jobs that you can apply, and you would probably start applying for everything. But that's where you have to be very careful, because it's very tricky, because you're not eligible to get into every jobs that you see here. That doesn't mean you can't apply. You would be able to apply. You would be able to go through the CV process and everything. But at the end, as I said, you would be rejected, or you would, don't even get a response. So you're just basically wasting time. Instead of that, you could have put into something useful, and where you could actually get a response or a reply or a job offer itself. That said, what you have to think is that you are not looking for a job that you need. You are looking for a job what the UK government needs you to do. So that is called the skilled worker visa shortage occupation. That basically means that there's a shortage occupation list that the government has provided in their website, the government website, where they provided a list of jobs that they need people from international countries, either a student in the UK as an international, or like directly from international countries, to come in and take this job, because these jobs in this list, chemical scientists, biological scientists, etc., all these jobs, mechanical engineering, all these jobs in the list, they're in shortage, so they need people to fill this job. So there was an article that I was reading the other day, and I'll just quickly go through. I think it's this one, UK skills shortage. So they announced that as well recognized. According to the government study, the engineering sector is to gain enough candidates to reduce the skills shortage. They would need around 186,000 skilled recruits each year until 2024. That basically means that if you're in the shortage list, you are easily able to apply for a visa, as in you are easily able to get a visa, because visa is the one you need to stay in the UK and work. And obviously in here you can see there's a different list for shortage occupation if you're working in healthcare or education. So if you're healthcare, they'll easily take you in because that's the first in the shortage list. They're really short of healthcare workers. And then basically, as I said, this is very, very important. That's why I'm stressing in this page for a long time. Because if you're not applying for a job that's not in shortage list, let's see, you're not seeing any business related one in the shortage list, because UK is not shortage of business people, because as you can imagine, London is the capital and it's a business area. The UK doesn't need business individuals to come in and work. There are no shortage of that. So that's why you could probably see many international students that do MBA and couldn't get a job here, because there's no chance, because that's not in the shortage list. They don't need business people to take their job, because they want to give that job to their own citizens. So the key here is that you shouldn't go through all these jobs and you shouldn't apply for everything. You have to think in the way that what the government needs and what the government provides, and then you have to take that opportunity and use this advantage and apply for jobs coming under these fields. Otherwise there's no point, you're just wasting time. So that's it. There's a couple of things that you want to be aware to get the skilled worker visa. So this is the visa that you're going to get once you get the graduate job, because this is the one you need. This is the one, this is a requirement. So we will just go through the eligibility of what you want to qualify for this skilled worker visa. So let's go one by one. I'm going to go from bottom. And to be eligible, you should be paid a minimum salary. So you might be wondering, what's the minimum salary you need? Don't worry, I got it. So you can see I've already highlighted it, because I just went, before this video, I just went through quickly what I'm going to say, because I know I'm going to mess it up otherwise. So as you can see here, eligible, you have to be paid minimum salary. So the government has put on a minimum salary. That means you basically had to have a job that should be paying a minimum salary to be qualified to apply for the visa. So you can see, in addition, this job, the job offer must meet the applicable minimum salary. So basically, you should have a salary of at least 25,600 for the job. And it also says if the job offer is less than the minimum salary requirement, but no less than 20 grand 480, you would be still eligible if a job offer is in a shortage occupation or PhD relevant to job, or PhD in STEM related subjects. See, that's why you look for shortage. So that means basically if the job you're applying for is coming under in any of the ones in the shortage list, like any of the jobs in these sectors, even if you're getting about £22,000, you would be still eligible, because they really do need people in that field. So they are actually giving you an exemption, so you have to take advantage of that. And it also says up here, to qualify for the skilled worker route, and if you're hiring from outside the UK, that means you're coming as in, you're not studying in the UK, you're like applying from internationally, you have to have a job offer from the Home Office license sponsor. That's key here. I'll come back to that later on, but now let's just quickly go through this one. Now the job offer is at required skill level QF3 or above. So basically that means is that A level or equivalent. That means basically your high school, but I'll just quickly go through what it means. So they said level 3 in here, right? QF3. So the QF3 is basically level 3 A levels, which is basically your high school. And if you're a graduate and if you're applying for a graduate scheme, you should be definitely in the level 5 or level 6 because you are a bachelor's degree, or level 7 if you're a postgraduate or master's degree. So you would be clear of that, and they should speak English at the required standard. That they're referring to the IELTS. So if you're studying in the UK already, like if you hold a bachelor's or a master's degree, you wouldn't need that because your degree itself is considered as eligibility in your English. And let's go back to this point. Let's go back to the other page where your eligibility is. So the second one is to do a job that's on the list of eligible occupation, which is, as I said, they're talking about this one. It should be under the job should be under any of these sectors, and it's very, very important. Now, the third point, work for an employer that has been approved by the Home Office, which is the same as you can see in this page. They should have a job offer from a Home Office licensed sponsor. So what does it mean? That basically means that, let me show you. So all these jobs that you see in here, right, they are not all of them approved by the Home Office to offer you this skilled worker visa. Let me make it clear. That means if all these companies doesn't have the power to give you sponsorship or give you offer to work in the UK, so the company should be approved by the Home Office. So you'll be wondering, okay, how do I know to find companies which has been approved by the Home Office? And that should be how you're thinking, because there's no point otherwise applying for every single job, because this job doesn't tell you when you apply that you're not eligible. You will be applying your CV, you wouldn't even have your interview, and then they come back when they ask you for documents. They'll say, hey, oh sorry, you're international, we can't take you because we don't have the licensing power. So that's very important. That's why it says here they should have a job offer from the Home Office licensed sponsor. And again, I got the list as well from the government's website, registered of licensed sponsors workers. So this list, so don't worry about all this list or any of the links any of the website I'm talking. Every website will be linked in the description, so you can go check them out later. So once you click the link, they'll take you to the document, which is about 2,354 pages long, and it's basically the register of sponsors. And it's dated 8th of February, which is the day I'm taking this video, and it's updated every day because new companies gain the licensing power every single day, or maybe every week, something like that. So they update it every day, something changes. So the idea behind this list is that when you go to the website where you find jobs, right, you're seeing tons of jobs here, and you don't know if every company has the licensing power or licensing capabilities. So what you're going to do is, let me show you an example. Let's take Babcock. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go to that list. I'm going to search for I'm going to type in Babcock. I'm actually seeing 6 of them. And I don't know which one it is I'm seeing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click one of their graduate programs. And because I have to understand, because there's 6 of them there, I don't know which company I'm applying for, so I have to be making sure that I'm looking for the right company as well. So just wait, it's loading, it's taking time. So now it's loaded, and let me see if I can find any information about the company. Nothing much here. Let me just click, and what happens is that when you apply now, they're going to take you directly to the website, and from there you can apply. So let me see if they have any more. There you go, Babcock International. So they're Babcock International. So they're Babcock International. So they're this one in the list. So they are approved by the government, and they have the intra-company route sponsorship visa, and they have the skilled worker, which is the one that you see here, skilled worker visa. And that company is capable. That means that company has the license to offer you a visa. So that means if you apply for this company, you would, if you succeed in application and if you get the job, you can apply for the visa and you will be granted, because basically what you just did there is that you were looking in the job in the mechanical engineering field, which is right here in the shortage list. So what you basically checked off wanting to do a job in the list of shortage occupation, to be paid a minimum salary. That was the next in the list, and I think the salary was about 29.5k. So you're just clear of that. So you're getting 29 to 32k. So the second one, to be paid a minimum salary, it was about 25,000. That was your minimum salary. I think the general salary threshold to be 25,000 25,000, but you're getting 29 for that job, so you're clear of that. And then the final thing was basically work for a UK employer that has been approved by the Home Office. We just did that. We just searched in the list of sponsorship and we found out that Coke International Limited has the license. So basically, and this point is basically have a certificate sponsorship from the employer with information about the role you've been offered. But that basically means you have, before you apply for a visa, right, you have to have this certificate of sponsorship. So when you have met all these other three, you would be getting, once you have the job offer as well, you will get the certificate of sponsorship. Then you can apply for the job, apply for the visa. So now you have met all the qualifications here. That means now as I said, you can apply for Babcock International and you can work your way through and see you can find a job. And why that is important is that, as I said, the jobs that you see in the list in here is that you see all these of lists. Let me show you Tata Steel. Let me search whether Tata Steel is in the list. I'm guessing it is not. So Tata Steel is not in the list. That basically tells you that if you're taking environmental graduate scheme, you're applying, you're submitting your CV, you've done all these tests, situational judgment games and tests, application, telephone interview, etc. And then nothing is useful because they don't have licensing power and you're an international student. They would not be able to sponsor you. So you would be just wasting time applying to them because they're not their fault because they don't have the license power. So now that you know or how to do it in the right way, you have to follow these steps one by one to make sure you are taking that advantage of the system. Otherwise, as I said, you will be just wasting your time. So I'm just going to wrap up this video because it has been a long time. I took a long time to explain, but I just want to make sure you get the as much as information because it's very confusing. And if you don't put the right way in, if you don't put the right, you should just probably pause this video and take a screenshot or just take a picture of these 4 things because it's very, very important, very important that you follow this procedure because this is the right way to do it. It's just not that you should apply for all the jobs that you find because you're just wasting time and you're not putting your work. You might be believing that you're putting the hard work, but there's a saying, you have to be smart and you have to be, what was it? You have to work smarter. Yeah, that's the one. Yes, I just got confused. Yeah, you have to work smarter. And this is the smartest way you can do is to understand what the UK government needs and take advantage of that. And if you follow these 4 steps, it will make your life so much easier. And I'm going to wrap this video there because I wanted to talk about all these other tabs that are open up here. It's about different. It's actually a very interesting one I wanted to talk about. It's a different way of getting a job in the future because of something recently introduced, which is obviously, if you have heard about it, is the post-study work visa, which actually ended in 2012, I think. It ended in 2012, and they recently started it for the students who is coming, who already came last September and who is graduating this summer, or the students who is coming from this fall. So that's very useful for international students, and I'll tell you why, and I'll go through a few things in the next video because this video is gone too long and you wouldn't probably be focused, or you might not even be here. I mean, if you're watching this one, I'm grateful and I really hope it helps. So I'm just going to wrap up this video, and in the next video I'll go through what graduate scheme is and what's the other way rather than the only way that you have been told you can do, but there's one other way that could really potentially be life-changing or be really something that you could actually easily get, not easily, that you can actually get into if you work smarter. So just ending this video, I'm just going to go through what I talked about again just to make sure you understand. So it's about this video, I talked about best places to look for opportunities, that is the grad tracker, prospects, target job, etc. And then I talked about to choose the field of work, which would be looking into the shortages and making sure that the job that you're looking for comes under the jobs in the UK shortage list posted by the government. And then I talked about to check whether the company offers sponsorship. Doesn't really matter. What I wanted to say basically is that you have to make sure the government has given license to the companies that you are applying for. That means if you get the job, they are able to provide you sponsorship. So these are the things that are covered in this video. So I didn't really did a good job in explaining. I understand, I believe. I kind of took too many talkings in between them there, but I hope really giving you an idea basically about what I have to look for, etc., etc. In the part 2 or the next video I'm planning is that what is the alternate way and the best way, which is the graduate scheme or graduate route. Don't worry about it. I'll go through you a step by step what that scheme is and how it is the best way for you to get the job as well. And then I'll talk about how that application process work, like full process, step by step, because it's like a long process. It's not easy actually. It's a long process, like a 6-step process, something like that. Because it's not like you apply and you get a interview. In between the application and the actual application or the registration and the final interview, there's like a telephone interview, video call interview, some sort of psychometric games, etc., etc. So I'll just quickly go through those processes and how you can achieve or overcome that. And finally, my personal tips on how to get a job offer, like what I did as an international student against other home students, how I got a place to how I got a placement, and what did I do different, or all this stuff that I could possibly help. So I'm just going to wrap up this video by saying that, and good luck.